looking at the question of infant salvation, deeper connections here with the New Testament to infant salvation. Deuteronomy 1:39, it says, "And as for your little ones, small children, babies, who you said would be a prey, and your children who today have no knowledge of good and evil, they shall go in there, the land of Israel, the land of Canaan. They will possess it. I will give it to them, and they shall possess it." So, yeah, they didn't have a knowledge of good and evil, so they're on that basis possessing the land. And it's amazing because the adults who were unbelieving were unable to enter that land. And what's really interesting is if you read the New Testament gives and imbues the land of Israel with tremendous significance. It views it as a picture or a type, is a way of putting it, a picture of heaven. So the land of Israel is viewed as heaven, a land flowing with milk and honey. And so this is a land that's viewed beautifully as a pointing to heaven, and yet infants were able to enter in there. And so you look at Hebrews 3:16 through 4:3. I'm going to read this here. It makes it explicit. Parents were not able to enter due to unbelief. Children were able to enter into this picture or the symbol of heaven. Hebrews 3:16, for who were those who heard and yet rebelled? The parents. Was it not all those who left Egypt led by Moses? And with whom was he provoked for 40 years? Was it not those who sinned and whose bodies fell in the wilderness? They didn't make it. And to whom did he swear that they would not enter his rest? But to those who were disobedient. They didn't trust and believe. They disobeyed God. They put their rest in idols. So we see that they were unable to enter the land because of unbelief, yet their children entered. The babies entered. Therefore, while the promise of entering his rest still stands, so they call the promised land of Israel rest to indicate the final rest of heaven. Let us fear lest any of you should remain or should seem to have failed to reach it. For the good news came to us just as to them, but the message they heard did not benefit them because they were not united by faith with those who listened. So they were unbelievers. They were kicked out of the land. They were unsaved, unregenerate, unbelievers. And so God's like, no, you're not going to enter this. That's what it says. For we who have believed have entered that rest. So if you trust in Jesus, you've entered that rest, which was symbolized by the land of promise, which infants entered. As he has said, as I swore in my wrath, they shall not enter my rest. Those who were unbelieving, yet the infants entered into that rest. And so it's clear that infants are entering into a land that symbolizes heaven is good evidence that when they die, they will go to heaven.